and they put them on assuming it's going to look real and natural, and they're like, why does this look like a wig? Oh, okay, that's a bit better. And they're just starting to rise and shine. And of course, these are just easy things that you can do and look for just to help you along the way, just to give you that little oomph you need to make it feel a little bit better for you. Hi everybody, welcome back to the Chiquel YouTube channel. My name is Amanda, and today I'm going to talk about a few things that you might need to do to your brand new wig so that it doesn't look so wiggy. But before I dive further into this, I'm going to remind you to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel where you can learn even more about alternative hair. Okay, so let's say you did all of your research and you got a wig that you thought for sure you'd put on and it wouldn't look wiggy. Now, I'm not talking about getting a basic cap wig where there's no illusion of hairline, no illusion of scalp, there's just permatease everywhere, and it's not necessarily going to be a natural looking wig. I'm talking about a wig that is supposed to look natural because it has a lace front, it has that monofilament top or a monofilament part, it has a low density, you know, it has all of the things that you would assume would make it look natural, but yet you still put it on and it doesn't look right. And you're like, but I swear, this was supposed to look natural. Why doesn't it look good on me? So for those wigs, I want to show you a few things that you just might need to do to help it look a little bit better so that you're not just traumatized when you look in the mirror wondering what you're doing wrong. Okay, so here with me, I have the wig called Santa Monica. It's by Belle Tress. This is in the color Sienna Spice, which is actually a discontinued color by Belle Tress, so it's not in production anymore. If you are interested in finding this color still and you're like, oh yes, I love that red coppery color, you can find this in my Facebook support group called Chiquel's Neighborhood. That is a wonderful group where you can come for support from other women who wear wigs or toppers, where you can come for inspiration, just feeling like you're not alone. But also on top of that, I hold sales 3 times a week usually, where you can get discontinued items, including discontinued colors as well, that you can get for 60% off. So if you are interested in that, then come onto Facebook, search for Chiquel's Neighborhood and join us there, where you can find any of the discontinued items that I might be talking about. Okay, so Santa Monica by Belle Tress in the color Sienna Spice. I have it here, and Belle Tress is known for their pretty natural looking styles, especially as of late with their City collection and with their Luxe collection. This is from their City collection, their California City collection. It has a lace front, and it's a really nice lace front. It has a monofilament part line, and it's a really great monofilament part. It's an open wefted cap. It has velvet ear tabs, a velvet extended nape, and Velcro adjusters. Now, the thing that makes this or Belle Tress items quite natural looking is because the hairline is really well done on the lace front. It has on all of their styles a monofilament part or a monofilament top, and they have no permatease, so it's not going to be poofy and feel like you're wearing a giant helmet on your head, and they're lower density, so you're not going to feel like you have too much hair for your face or for your body, especially if you're someone who has been experiencing hair loss and you're looking for something that's not going to overwhelm you. So there's a lot of reasons why Belle Tress has really beautiful natural looking styles, but still some people get their wigs and they put them on assuming it's going to look real and natural, and they're like, why does this look like a wig? So I'm going to talk about point number 1. One reason that your wig might look like a wig on you is because you have it in the wrong position on your head. So if you can tell here, this wig is way too far down my forehead. Like, my hairline does not start in the middle of my forehead here. If your wig is too far down, it's gonna look wiggy on you. No matter how natural of a cap you have, it's still gonna look wiggy. So be careful of your placement. Not only is being too far down not a great thing, being too far up is also not a great thing. And suddenly your forehead grows a mile. Being too far up just isn't quite right. I see a lot of women actually who tend to wear their wigs a little bit further up as opposed to further down. But still, like, my forehead looks like it's going on for days. We don't want that. So a general rule of thumb, this doesn't work for everybody, but a general rule is use your 4 fingers, put it above your eyebrows, and snuggle your wig down to about 4 fingers. And then give it a shot, give it a look, and be like, oh, okay, that's a bit better. Of course, it might need some minor adjustments from there, but overall, for many people, a 4-finger forehead seems to sort of do the trick. My next thing for you is, now this comes into play when you've decided that you're going to keep your wig. You know, you've put it on, you've decided the color works for you, you've decided the fit is okay, you've decided the style is workable at least, and you know you can figure it out. So once you've decided you're going to keep it, then this is where this comes into play. Because if you do what I'm about to do next, then usually you're gonna have a harder time returning your item. So you'll notice that the majority of wigs come with a zigzag part. A lot of women who are new to wigs don't truly understand that these zigzag parts are just there from the manufacturer so that you know that it's a new wig, it hasn't been worn, it hasn't been tampered with, and it's just kind of a factory setting that it has that you're allowed to take out. Like, you don't need to have this zigzag part here. If we have this zigzag part, you aren't going to be able to expose the whole monofilament part or monofilament top. And the reason that the monofilament section is there is so that it gives you the illusion of hair growth from your scalp. But having the zigzag part, that eliminates that illusion and you can't see it. So you have to get rid of that zigzag part. And something else that helps with that is actually taking off your wig, holding it upside down, and just like shaking it all up to make sure these fibers are getting woken up. They've been asleep in a box for a long time for some of them. And they're just starting to rise and shine. You need to help them along sometimes, because sometimes the fibers just like seem smushy and like they're just all like weird and smushy sometimes. So getting it upside down, holding it upside down, getting your fingers in there, shaking it out, doing that is just gonna give it some life. You know what I mean? You just want to liven it up. So I'm kind of going through that zigzag part even to help break that apart. And then of course, all throughout the style. But just a reminder, if you are not gonna keep the style, like that color isn't for you, the fit doesn't fit, and the style is just like way off from what you were thinking, then don't do this. Stop. Okay, so I've given her a little bit of awakening. I think she's gonna, you know, feel a bit better. Now, when I put this on, again, she might look a little crazy. She might look a little crazy on me because I've completely shaken her up. You know how whenever we wake up from bed, we're all like, oh gosh, and our hair is all over the place if we have hair. I mean, I'm just going on memory from when I had hair. And I remember waking up just, you know, my hair was all smushy and crazy and all over the place, sticking up. So that's might be what I look like right now. Okay, so I've woken her up a bit. The zigzag part hasn't like fully come undone, but I've kind of broken it up. But what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna drag my finger through here and just really expose that monofilament part. So now we have that illusion of scalp. So if you're keeping your wig, take away that zigzag part. This is not the early 2000s anymore where we enjoyed zigzag parts for fun. Okay, so I have my wig situated approximately 4 fingers up from my eyebrows. I've woken up these fibers. They're no longer falling too much in my face. My monofilament part line is exposed, and already it's feeling a lot better. Okay, so next thing, what if your fibers in the front of your wig are still coming forward like this? I mean, when they're coming forward in front of our face, we feel like Cousin It. We just feel like we have a mop of hair on our head, and it gets so annoying. We not only feel like we look like we're wearing a wig, we feel like we're wearing a wig just because there's so much in our face and, you know, the sensory issues, and it's just like, blah, get out of here, you know? And all day long, you're like, come on, get out, go away, stop it. So in order to deal with the face floppers, we need to add some heat to our wig. Now, Santa Monica is a heat-friendly synthetic fiber, which means that we can add heat up to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm gonna move that so you can see me when I'm talking to you. So you can use heat up to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, 180 degrees Celsius. I typically stick around 250 to 300. I don't really go over that because you don't necessarily need to, but you can use normal heat. Now, what I would suggest you do is pin it back like so, spray it with a little bit of water. Then you can take either a blow dryer and just add some gentle heat to your roots here. You could take a hot comb and just comb through, which is what I typically do usually. And then I let it sit in that position and cool down. Once it's cool, you can unclip it, and then you're gonna find that it's gonna want to go back a lot more than before. You might still find that it like inches its way forward, but it'll go back a lot more easily after, you know, you brush it out of your face. Now, if this is just a plain synthetic style, not a heat-friendly style, then I would suggest not necessarily using dry heat. You can, I'll say you can on a low heat setting, but just to be safe, so I'm not out there making you wreck your wigs, I would suggest using steam from a steamer. So without this on your head, put it on like a canvas blockhead, clip the fibers back, get a fabric steamer, steam at the roots a little bit, let it cool, and it will have the same effect. Okay, I have one more thing to share with you that you might be doing to your wig that is gonna make it look a little bit wiggy. And this isn't for everyone, but this comes into play when you're styling your wig. So let's say you don't wanna wear your wig just down and as it is. Let's say you wanted to give a little bit of a hairdo. I find a lot of women, because there is a lace front, they're like, oh yes, that gives me the freedom to pull it back and off of my face, which you're not wrong. You are not wrong, you absolutely can. But in my humble opinion, I honestly feel like even though it has these lace fronts, now I'm talking about these pre-made manufactured wigs by the big brands, Chiquel Wigs, Belle, Tress, John Renault, Rene of Paris, you know, all of those brands. I'm not necessarily talking about the full lace human hair custom made styles where there's pre-plucking and all that sort of thing. I'm talking about these pre-made, out of the box from the big manufacturing brands like I have on my head right now. Okay, let me get into it. So many women think that pulling it off your face is okay, which like I said, yes, it's okay. But in my opinion, it's also, it doesn't quite look right. Because even though the hairline is okay, like it's nice, it's still not real. It's still not like a real hairline, you know what I mean? Like it's not pre-plucked and it still looks just like a little too perfect. And I feel like pulling it completely off of your face like this just really accentuates the fact that you have this hairline that's just too darn perfect. You see what I mean? Do you see? I don't know if you see. I hope you see. I see it. Maybe it's because I know I'm wearing a wig, but to me, this just doesn't quite look right. If this is okay for you and you are okay with this, then I am not going to ruin that for you, and you can carry on wearing it the way you're wearing it, and that is totally fine because we all do what makes us feel the most comfortable. I'm just talking about my own personal views, my own personal opinion of when I wear wigs. I never just pull it straight back. That to me just is not comfortable. So what I always do if I am styling my pieces and wanting to pull it back, I don't truly pull it back. I always make sure I leave some pieces in the front. And I also never do like a full-on slick back. I'll make it look a little bit messy and bumpy because in my opinion, the messier it looks, the more realistic it is. Nobody has the most perfect hair in the whole entire world. So you want it to look a little messy. So this is an idea of something I would do, something along these lines. And to me, this just looks far more natural like this with these bits in the front to help disguise that lace front and disguise the knots, and also to make it look a little bit undone. This to me looks much more natural. Oh, and also with hair in front of my ears as opposed to slicking behind my ears, because then you expose your ear tabs. But this just seems more effortless and natural than this. Do you see what I mean? Okay, you guys, I think that's all I have to share on this topic for now. But if you need help in actually going through the first steps of finding that natural looking wig, I do have a few videos that sort of walk you through what you need to look for in a wig in order for it to look a little bit more natural than just your basic standard cap that doesn't have all the bells and whistles on it. So make sure you go check out those videos. But again, what I'm showing you here is after you have that natural looking wig that you think is supposed to be natural, but it's still not looking natural to you. And of course, these are just easy things that you can do and look for just to help you along the way, just to give you that little oomph you need to make it feel a little bit better for you. Of course, there are more things you can do beyond this that are a little bit more time consuming, you know, plucking your hairline, thinning out a style, getting it cut to what works for you, adding heat and adding more curls or straightening things out to sort of change the style a bit. Perhaps playing around with your part line to get it feeling a bit more natural. Like, there's a lot of things you can do beyond these easy things I've mentioned, but I can save that for another video. If you have any other questions or even other little tips and tricks, go ahead and make a comment below. I'm sure a lot of women would love to read them and hear about them to help them along their own wig journey. But for now, I'm gonna skedaddle and let you go and enjoy your day. So I will see you next time, you guys. Bye, everybody.